Beverly Ramabu. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and comment. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know the drill. All in all, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Today, I'm actually deviating a bit from our normal program, which is reviewing affordable fragrances. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably saw that I had a poll up asking if you'd be interested if I review Boity Thulo's Pink Sapphire, and a large majority of you said yes. So I just really had to give the people what they want. Since this is a luxury fragrance, I'm not yet within financial means to invest in one. So I had to get a bit creative. Luckily for me, this month's Glamour magazine came with a sample. This was a 2 ml vial, and because of the quantity, I ended up getting 2 Glamour magazines. Boity Thulo's Pink Sapphire is a 100 ml bottle, and it goes for 1,495 rands. Besides the Hello Heritage website, I also know that you can get it on Superbalist and Take a Lot, so do check that out. Without wasting any time, let's get into it. Boity Thulo's Pink Sapphire is an eau de parfum. Eau de parfum. Okay, like guys, there's no master of pronunciation, so you know, eau de parfum, eau de parfum. But yeah, what this means is that it has a 15 to 20% concentrated perfume oil in it. This largely contributes to the longevity of a fragrance. So when I got my hands on the sample, I wanted a really raw and authentic first impression. So I didn't really read up on the top, middle, and bottom notes. I just went on and winged it. And with me first trying it out, I picked up on a really sweet, edible scent. And it reminded me of cotton candy in a way. And it also left sort of like a sticky kind of impression. But one that really stood out for me was this how sweet it smelled. Upon really getting this impression, I was like, no man, let me just read up on the different notes. And only to find out that the top notes were of tangerine, marigold, and sugar. And I was a bit happy because it explains why I picked up on the cotton candy impression. It's largely because of the sugar and the tangerine. I also know that tangerine's odor profile tends to have a subtlety of honey. So because of that, it actually explains why it was overly sweet, and I got the impression of something that's edible, and I really then just thought about cotton candy, you know? For me, this is a gourmand fragrance. Gourmand as in when you first smell it, the opening notes usually remind you of something that is edible, not necessarily sweet in some cases. And what something that I also observed was that it retains its overall sweetness throughout. When it first opens, it's powerful, it's sweet, but it became a less powerful sweetness as it lost its top notes. The middle notes were that of French lavender, jasmine, and amber. And to me, I felt like the French lavender and the jasmine really worked well in complementing the amber, so that in a way it still carried out the sweetness. I didn't pick up a lot on the bottom notes, but I feel like they were there to actually just balance out the overall sweetness of the fragrance. Because when you have a fragrance with a lot of sweet notes, you tend to maybe just want to maybe stabilize it a bit so that you don't have a whole explosion of sweetness that can maybe end up being nauseating. I felt like the bottom notes, which were that of cedarwood, moss, and salt, to be maybe the stabilizers in the fragrance, because I really set it out and I was like, no man, why am I not picking up on these notes? And it really makes sense that I don't pick up on them, because they're just there to make sure that the whole fragrance is stabilized. Where would I wear this? I'd wear this to events. I'd wear this to outdoor wedding. I feel like this is definitely a summer fragrance. And with events, I think like that you'd still be able to wear it at night, depending on what kind of event it is. It also kind of gave me like this silly idea of thinking maybe because it's so sweet, you might at times have like a few bees follow you. No, guys, hear me out. I say this because there was a time I was testing out a fragrance and I had a few bees follow me, and it's only because of the fragrance was so sweet. So I kind of maybe think maybe because it's sweet and it's an edible kind of sweet, maybe you might have that problem. But man, this is just me being silly. In terms of projection, I felt like the fragrance does really push out when it starts off. It's really strong. It radiates. And then in terms of sillage or sillage, I felt that it was a bit poor, and the longevity of it did not perform as I would have wanted or as I would have thought. But I also know that there's a lot of things that contribute to the longevity of a fragrance. It's not just the fragrance concentration, it could also be my body chemistry or my surrounding temperature, just to name a few. So this for me qualifies as a gourmand fragrance because of the impression that it leaves on me. It's really sweet, but it's the type of sweet that is edible. You know when somebody, when you hug someone and you're like, oh, you smell so sweet, I could just eat you up. This is the kind of impression that this fragrance leaves on you, you know? And I like the fact that as much as usually a fragrance changes, this one still retained its overall sweetness. So all in all, guys, I really hope that this helped you a lot. And thank you so much, guys, for watching up until the end of the video. Please do follow me on Instagram. Love and light. Mwah.